The purpose of the GDPR is to impose a uniform data security law on all EU members, so that each member no longer needs to write its own data protection laws and that laws are consistent across the entire EU. It brings, in fact, a culture of privacy. This provides a shared understanding of how personal data can and should be used to support a broader strategic objective. This improves the ability of the privacy program to execute and drives alignment with other teams, increasing their understanding and desire to support the achievement of privacy goals. All these lead to the biggest benefit of all, getting the highest and best use out of your data. The General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, has become a reality for most of us and would change the way we relate, for example, to photos. GDPR argues that photos of people in the frame, people who can be identified, are considered personal information and should be treated with care. Unless you are using photography for news or art, you must have the consent of those individuals to make the image public. Despite the myths circulating online, such as the use of 30-second snippet or the fact that anything uploaded on the internet is free, copyright is found in most of the content online. That is why every time you share a link, add an image to your blog post, or use someone else's song in the background for a story on TikTok, you run the risk of infringing on the copyright of another content creator. For added security, it's a good idea to always ask yourself these questions before using certain content. What is the minimum content I can take to support my point of view? The smaller the snippet, the better chance of your use being fair. How will I use it? Transformative method that places the work in a new context example for parody, critique, or review are often considered fair. What would be the potential consequences of taking over the work? If you're in the competition with the copyright holder of the content you're taking over, there is a good chance that your action will harm it and thus considered illegal. Is the material published? It's usually allowed to quote a work or copy it for criticism or reviews if that content has already been published by the original author. How did you get the material? Never use content that has been illegally obtained. Example, from piracy site. What are the reasons for using this content? The existence of economic gains can weigh against you. Can I reach my goal by others less invasive means? Example, it may be sufficient to describe an image or video without having to present the material. Congratulations for completing this short lesson, which gave a brief information on internet expression. If you'd like to learn more about this topic, or if you're interested in accessing additional resources in the 3Ps program, please visit the resource library on the Act It Out MOOC.